Have you ever stopped to wonder why carrots are orange? It's a simple question, but the answer is surprisingly complex. We see them everywhere, in salads, as a crunchy snack, or as a staple in our favorite stews. In our minds, the image of a carrot is undeniably, iconically orange. But here's a twist you might not see coming. For most of their long history, carrots weren't orange at all. They came in a rainbow of other colors, like purple, white, yellow, and even black. So, how did this root vegetable undergo such a dramatic color change? And why did the orange version become the global standard, eclipsing all the others? Today, we're going to peel back the layers on a fascinating story of agriculture, politics, and a little bit of royal pride. Let's dig into the real history of the carrot, right here on Unfamiliar Stories. Our story begins more than 1,000 years ago, not in a European garden, but in the rugged, mountainous regions of what is now modern-day Afghanistan and Persia. This was the original home of the carrot. However, these ancient ancestors looked nothing like the smooth, sweet vegetable we know today. Wild carrots were small, forked, and often gnarled roots that grew in the dirt. Their flesh was typically a deep, vibrant purple on the outside and sometimes yellow on the inside. There were also white varieties, but one thing was certain: there were no orange ones. Furthermore, these early carrots weren't cultivated for their taste. They were known for having a tough, woody texture and a strong, bitter, almost medicinal flavor. People didn't munch on them as a snack. Instead, they harvested them primarily for their aromatic leaves and seeds, which were used as herbs and spices in cooking and as a form of medicine to treat various ailments. These humble, bitter roots were the starting point for what would become one of the world's most popular vegetables. But they were about to embark on a long and very colorful journey. As ancient civilizations expanded and trade routes began to connect distant corners of the world, the carrot started its migration. Merchants and travelers carried carrot seeds from the Middle East into North Africa, Asia, and eventually Europe. As the carrot was introduced to new lands, farmers began to cultivate it more seriously. They weren't just harvesting it from the wild anymore, they were actively planting and growing it as a crop. Through this process, a slow but steady transformation began. Farmers, using a simple form of selective breeding, started to choose which carrots to replant for the next season. They naturally favored the roots that were a little bit larger, a little less forked, and most importantly, a little less bitter and a little more sweet. This careful selection, carried out over generations, gradually changed the carrot's fundamental characteristics. Alongside these changes in taste and texture, new colors began to emerge. Mutated varieties in shades of yellow, red, and even a deep, almost black violet appeared in fields across the continent. By the time the Middle Ages were in full swing, the carrot had become a common and colorful vegetable in European diets. People were eating purple, yellow, and red carrots in their stews and roasts, but one color was still conspicuously absent from this agricultural palette: orange. The orange carrot, as we know it, simply did not exist yet. Then, everything changed in the 16th and 17th centuries, and the revolution began in, of all places, the Netherlands. This was the Dutch Golden Age, a period of immense prosperity, cultural achievement, and national pride. The Netherlands had recently fought for and won its independence from Spain in the 80 Years' War. A key figure in this struggle for freedom was William of Orange, whose leadership gave his family dynasty, the House of Orange-Nassau, immense symbolic importance. The color orange became a powerful emblem of Dutch identity, patriotism, and independence. It was against this political and cultural backdrop that Dutch farmers embarked on a quiet but revolutionary agricultural experiment. Legend holds that these patriotic growers set out to create a carrot that would honor their nation and its ruling house. They began a meticulous process of crossbreeding, taking existing carrot varieties, likely the yellow and red ones, and selectively breeding them together. Generation after generation, they would pick out the plants that produced roots with the most vibrant, most uniform orange hue. They were looking for more than just color. They were also selecting for better flavor and a more appealing shape. After years of patient work, their efforts paid off. They successfully cultivated a new variety, a carrot that was large, sweet, smooth, and a beautiful deep orange. It wasn't a product of natural evolution, but of human ingenuity and design. The orange carrot was born. The Dutch people immediately fell in love with their new national vegetable. These new orange carrots were not only a symbol of pride, but were also superior in many ways to their multicolored predecessors. They were sweeter, less woody, and their bright color didn't bleed and stain a whole pot of stew purple, which was a common complaint with the older varieties. Their popularity soared within the Netherlands, and soon, Dutch traders began exporting the seeds across Europe. The rest of the continent quickly followed suit. The orange carrot was a hit. It looked appealing, tasted great, and was easier to cook with. Over the next century, it began to dominate European markets. By the 1700s, if you went to a market in London, Paris, or Berlin to buy carrots, you would almost certainly find them in their new fashionable orange color. The older purple, white, and yellow varieties, which had been staples for centuries, were gradually pushed aside. They became rare, grown only in small, isolated communities or forgotten in home gardens. As time went on, generations grew up knowing only the orange carrot. People simply forgot that it had ever been any other color. The orange carrot had so completely taken over the world that it rewrote its own history in the popular imagination. The newcomer had become the norm. But today, in a fascinating twist, the story of the carrot is turning back a page. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in heirloom vegetables and biodiversity. Chefs, farmers, and health-conscious consumers have started seeking out the lost colors of the carrot. Thanks to the efforts of seed savers and scientists, these ancient varieties are making a remarkable comeback. You can now find bunches of purple, red, yellow, and even black carrots at farmers' markets and in specialty grocery stores. This revival isn't just about aesthetics. These colorful carrots pack a nutritional punch. The different pigments that give them their vibrant colors are linked to different antioxidants. Purple carrots, for example, are rich in anthocyanins, the same antioxidant found in blueberries, while red carrots are high in lycopene, found in tomatoes. In a way, the carrots of the distant past are returning to our plates, reminding us that what we consider normal is often just one chapter in a much longer story. The popular orange carrot, it turns out, is the real newcomer in the long and diverse history of this incredible root. So, were carrots always orange? The answer is a definitive no. They became orange through a fascinating combination of patient farming, selective breeding, and a healthy dose of Dutch national pride. The carrot's journey, from a bitter purple medicinal root in the mountains of Afghanistan to the sweet, bright orange snack on your plate today, is one of the most remarkable and surprising makeovers in the history of our food. It's a story of how human culture can fundamentally reshape the natural world around us. So, the next time you crunch into that familiar orange stick, take a moment to remember. You're not just eating a simple vegetable, you're tasting a piece of Dutch invention, a symbol of a revolution, and a delicious story that is over 1,000 years old. It took 3 inventors and 50 years to make something we now use every day, the zipper. Watch this video next. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden stories behind the things we see every day. Because sometimes even the simplest things have the most surprising past.